wild, man.
Right down on the block. Regular in the What's your step from the non-North window? Well, we get all this for. Our voices will be heard like thunder!
Our action is today, we want to get home.
Who you protecting? He's not even in there!
We are not people! They will bastardize our message! Do not break things!
Million Mask March, 2013. I was with my cousin Robert, and we were talking, watching movies at my house. Basically, he wanted to go to an anonymous-based protest. I hit up some people that I know. There was nothing really going on. Actually, watching V for Vendetta on. It was recorded, and then once that was over, it basically went back to what I was watching prior to, which was the History Channel. And what was on, it was the 50th anniversary of the Million Man March, anonymous Million Man March, the Mask, Million Mask March. I put it together on in April 2013, and by November we had over 400 simultaneous protests around the world. Somebody asked me what the Million Mask March was about, and it's basically a protest or a demonstration against things. There's too many problems with this country and this world to choose just one, so we basically go after them all.
I love it. You know, part of the reason why people aren't activists are because they don't want to be known and retaliated against. And anonymous with the mask and their identities are pretty much kept to themselves. I think it helps some people. Some people can only get into activism like that. And the fact that Anonymous has come in on the side of activists as opposed to the government, and have come in with this whole idea of, say, doing righteous things despite the law and law enforcement, I think it's a great thing.
The Million Mask March is a peaceful protest. All right, it happens all over the world, but there are times where tensions can get really hot and escalate. So in situations of like London, and there's been times in like DC where people have been arrested. But when we're out there, we're not trying to commit any violence or start any wars or overthrow the government. You know, that's not the time and place for something like that. When we're out there during the Million Mask March, it's to highlight certain issues, things like GMOs, environmental issues, police brutality, corruption with big pharma, big oil companies and things like that. So there's just such a wide range of issues that Anonymous is involved in that we need to bring that attention, and Washington, D.C. is like the perfect stage for it, because you're right there at the White House. We go to the Capitol building, we go to Monsanto, we took their flag down, we put an anonymous flag up there instead. You know, all these buildings, Federal Reserve building, we're going after them all, but it's not in a violent way. It's a little aggressive, I'll admit that, it's aggressive, but it's not violent.
Hey, hold on. Look, we'll talk to the idiots. Listen up. How you doing this shit here? Listen, so you know how ridiculous you guys look right now? You're a bunch of fucking gangsters, okay? Abusive, alright? So you really think that when this shit goes down, You think the United Nations not gonna take over and kick your ass to the Dixie curb? Huh? You idiot! Who you protecting? He's not even in there.
People are talking about violence in 2015 mainly at London, and because it was actually occurred in London. Around the world, basically DC people saying it was going to get violent, and basically to me that was just basic bullshit where people were just trying to get people not to show up. I mean, whether it was just some idiot saying it or, you know, there was some other malicious intent behind those rumors getting spread around, but it was all basic bullshit. Every time somebody said it, I was just like, whatever, dude, that's not what this is about. And nobody's that stupid to like try to set off some serious shit. Like, we'll call them out. Like, we're not down there to hurt anybody. This is a peaceful protest, you know, but you know, since then, you know, people need to like step up their game. But as far as the violence goes, I mean, as long as we're just marching in the streets and not really doing anything, you know, I mean, they're just gonna stand there and laugh at us, you know. I mean, as far as violence, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, and basically at the Million Mass March, it's more of it's symbolic, you know what I mean? It's like, are we gonna like start a revolution and change the world? Who knows what we're gonna do, but I can tell you right now, like, we're not gonna like plaster that all over Facebook. Like, Facebook is like the main source of organizing and putting it together. That's what allowed me to reach so many people around the world in that short amount of time and put it together. But like, that's why it's symbolic, because like, you know, the television, like they say, the revolution's not gonna be televised. Like, that's real shit. Like, people aren't gonna be shouting in the streets. There is gonna be no warning. Like, it's gonna, if it happens, when it happens, it's just gonna happen.
Anonymous, there's a perception out there that we're like nerds and things like that because of the whole history of the hacktivism that is going on, and it's definitely not like that. There's a definite misconception out there of who we are and what we do. So the hacktivists are out there taking down big corporations, websites, things like that, and occasionally they'll call an operation. So here's an example. The hackers were taking down ISIS websites, and they were taking down KKK websites. So in response to that, as a street element, we take the action, boots on the ground, we're in the cities, and we're protesting against ISIS and against racial and white supremacy, racial disparities and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely positive that we're out there attacking these things, because if the hackers don't have the support of the street element, where's our presence out here? So here in Jersey is really booming. We've got a lot of people getting more involved in the street level stuff, especially here for 2016. We got a lot of plans going on. More and more people seeing the things that we're doing. We're getting that momentum. So in order for us to create change, we have to get off the couch. We gotta get off of the fucking keyboards, you know? We gotta get out there and make shit happen. Black Lives Matter and Anonymous came together, I think it was in Ferguson, 2014. It was the first time they actually got involved in a co-op mission to fight police brutality and all the craziness that was going on down there. So personally, a friend of Ed's and myself, we have a friend named Kyle Moore. He's all over the country doing all kinds of activism related stuff, and he's part of Black Lives Matter. So a close friend of ours, we decided to support him whenever he's out there in those roles. So we really linked up with Philadelphia in the last 2 or 3 months. We were with Philly, Black Lives Matter, I think it was in November. In November, we were protesting the Brandon Tate and other murders of innocent civilians. Cops are definitely threatened by our presence in Philadelphia. Whenever we're out there, they come out in full force. It'll be 5, 6 of us out there, and there's 40 police officers surrounding us, putting us in what's called a kettle, where they box us in and try to contain our movements.
You see this bullshit out here, man? Anonymous Philly. Anonymous Jersey. Assaulting a police officer. That's what they do. The flag was raised their shoulder and just slammed me on the ground. Next to my, root to my fucking neck.
So when we're out there, we're spreading our messages to the people. It brings attention, a lot of attention. We get crowds of people. And Philadelphia police, I guess they don't like our message because we're pretty anti-police because of their history. So whenever we're out, they're going to continue to follow us. When we were at Mummers, they had special units just assigned to us, and they were following us through the subways, up and down the streets. They detained us briefly. They had us hemmed up. They were trying to say that it was reports of ISIS and things like that, that we were under suspicion of terrorism or something like that, but we all know that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Police in Philly have told us that they know when our events are going to happen. I asked them before, like, you knew we were coming? And they said, yeah, hell yeah, we knew you were here. We know all of your events and things like that. So they're definitely concerned about our presence in Philadelphia.
I don't speak for everybody, I speak for myself only. I mean, like that cop that got shot in Philadelphia recently, like, I don't condone any random act of violence. Like, some people deserve some shit, but you, like, just some random, you can't just pick some random person, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody does something to me, that's on them, not like some other cop, you know what I mean? And they say this dude, like, I mean, I'm to be the first and foremost, say fuck the police all day, every day, but as far as the cops, like, we don't randomly attack people, and we're not going to go after them like at a protest or a demonstration. So there's no need for them to be afraid of us. Like, we're not there to hurt anyone. We're out there because people are getting hurt. So, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, fuck the police, but we're not going to like just straight up attack. Like, they have no reason to fear us, like, physically.
I mean, if you just sit back and just let it happen, I mean, it's going to happen. You must speak out. I'm a firm believer in speaking out against injustices and things I don't like. You know, since I was a little kid, you know, people knew my opinions on lots of things. You know, if I didn't like something, everyone knew I didn't like it. And when it comes to our society, there are things in our society that I don't like the marijuana laws, and I've spoke out a lot about it. And you know, throughout history, the people who are noted in history are those people who spoke out. You know, and I find it interesting that the founding fathers of this country, they were all people like that who spoke out, and that's why we have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech. That wasn't created to protect the sheeple amongst us. It was created to protect the lions amongst us. The lions are the ones who are going to roar when they want to roar.